All right, let's dive right into one of the most fascinating and, yeah, pretty controversial topics out there right now. What happens when artificial intelligence gets its hands on the very soul of art?
Just let that sink in for a second. You know that feeling, right? That deep human connection when a piece of art just hits you? The big question is, can an algorithm really do that? Can it capture that spark, that human spirit? That's what we're going to explore.
So this isn't some far-off science fiction anymore. Nope. This is happening right now, in the real world. We're literally watching a new kind of artist being born, one made of pure code and data.
And I'm telling you, this tech is designed to challenge everything you thought you knew about creativity, about originality, and frankly, what it even means to be an artist.
I mean, you've definitely seen their work. You can't scroll through social media without bumping into it. Names like DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, they're the engines behind all those mind-blowing viral images. And the craziest part? They put the power to create these incredible visuals into the hands of pretty much anyone.
And of course, right after that initial wow moment, this is the question that always pops up. It's that mix of total awe and, a healthy dose of skepticism. Is typing a few words and clicking a button really the same thing as an artist pouring their soul into 1,000 brushstrokes?
Okay, so how do we even begin to answer that? Well, let's put these new creations to the ultimate test. Let's call it the masterpiece test. We're going to see how these AI images actually hold up when you compare them to the timeless standards of what makes art truly great.
Because, think about it, a masterpiece is so much more than just being technically perfect, right? It's about a few key things: the intention behind it, the raw emotion it makes you feel, how original it is, the impact it has, and, well, that messy, imperfect, but totally unmistakable human touch.
And this really shows you the fundamental difference. On one side, you have the human process. It's driven by feelings, by ideas. On the other side, you've got the machine's process. It's all about crunching data, finding patterns, and mixing and matching styles. So the huge philosophical question is, can one process ever truly create the results of the other?
And that brings us from the art itself to the artist. What does all this tech mean for actual human beings who create for a living? We're talking about their purpose, their livelihood, their entire future.
So how does this AI magic trick actually work? Well, it's basically a three-step process. First, it just devours massive amounts of human-made art. I'm talking pretty much our entire visual history. Then it starts to see the patterns in all of it. Styles, subjects, you name it. And finally, it mashes all those patterns together in new ways to spit out something totally new. And sometimes it's something we could have never predicted.
And this has created this really cool, kind of bizarre new role, the prompt engineer. These folks don't use a paintbrush, they use words. They write these super detailed text descriptions to steer the AI. It's a brand new type of artistic skill, really, like a duet between a human mind and an algorithm.
But that brings us right to the heart of the debate, especially for artists trying to make a living. Is this thing a threat? Is it going to make their skills worthless? Or is it just a revolutionary new tool, kind of like when the camera was invented or the first music synthesizer?
And believe me, the stakes here are incredibly high. We're talking massive ethical minefields. Like, who even owns this stuff? The person who typed the prompt? The tech company? What about the thousands of artists whose work the AI learned from, often without permission? Then you've got the whole deepfake problem. How do we know what's real anymore? And the big one, what happens to the value of human skill when a machine can do it in seconds?
Okay, so with all that on the table, where do we go from here? It's really easy to get stuck in a simple good versus bad debate. So let's try to look past that and imagine what the future of art could actually look like.
What if the future isn't about humans versus machines? What if it's about humans with machines? A real partnership where our unique creativity and the AI's raw power come together to make something, well, something we've never even seen before.
And that opens up some mind-bending possibilities. Imagine hybrid art, where you literally can't tell where the human artist's work stops and the AI's begins. This could unlock whole new styles of art that we can't even dream of right now. It could empower so many more people to create and share their vision with the world.
Which brings us full circle, right back to that huge ultimate question. At the end of the day, does a masterpiece need a soul? Does it need conscious intent, a feeling heart behind it? Or is just stunning, technically perfect execution enough to earn that title? That's the question I'll leave you with. Something to really chew on. Thanks for tuning in.